There's two things that have happened recently that I found very interesting. Number one, the dude who attacked Dave Chappelle all over transgender jokes, wanting to be put in a mental health program, and some lady getting into a car crash, and all of a sudden now we got to talk about her mental health. Here's the problem with both of those. On the first aspect, I don't care how any of you feel about Dave Chappelle. He's a comedian. Jokes are subjective. Comedy is subjective. If you don't find a joke funny, you could just say, hey, I don't find it funny, and then leave. If you feel like this comedian is not going to engage in any form of comedy that you think is hilarious, don't buy a ticket. Don't expect somebody to care about how you feel, especially when they're getting paid to make fun of you and everybody else in the world. You are not special. You are not somebody who needs to be catered to. You're a regular human being like the rest of us. It's okay to be made fun of, especially when in all of human history, everybody has at least made fun of somebody. An old man, a baby, a dead dog. Somebody has made a joke towards some other group, and somebody found it funny, somebody found it offensive. Boo hoo. It's the fact that this dude thinks that just because his feelings were hurt and he cares about the homeless and he's bisexual and he cares about not hurting the feelings of all these transgenders, he feels as though he's been punished enough. He had a broken arm. He got beaten up on stage for jumping on stage and attacking somebody with some prop gun that had a knife in it. Oh, and by the way, this same person crying mental health is somebody who's murdered his own roommate. So this person is obviously somebody I should care about and should consider to be put in a mental health program. No, this piece of shit belongs in jail. You snuck in a weapon. You got mad at a joke you didn't like. You got on stage to try and attack a man who made the joke you didn't like, and you're mad and pissy and want to claim mental health all because you feel like the victim. No, you're the perpetrator, and karma came back to bite you in your ass because that's what you deserve for being a whiny little bitch who thinks the world's supposed to cater to you. Now, about this car crash, it's a little bit different because we don't really know how it all transpired. We gotta wait for more details. But when it happened, you had all these people saying, oh my God, drunk driving. Oh my God, she's in distress because she had an issue with her boyfriend. And you could talk about all these different reasons. The drunk aspect has been debunked because they found nothing in her system.
He has commented on the strength of the case, and yet the way this case has been charged, I think, renders that claim somewhat suspect. What we do know so far, the limited discovery, is that in the talk screen that was performed on Ms. Linton, it came up negative for drugs or for alcohol. And there is no indication that she would flee the jurisdiction. She, in fact, does work. She's been referred to as a traveling nurse, but she works here locally in Los Angeles, lives here locally in Los Angeles. The designation as a traveling nurse is simply a nurse who is able to find work and work in the nursing capacity in different jurisdictions. That is not an indication that she will flee. I will also add that, and again, just respectfully to the court, to the DA, we don't contest the harm that was caused in this case. But the harm and potential sentence, I don't believe, justify denying her bail altogether. It would seem an inappropriate action, motivated maybe by media attention more than anything else, but otherwise untethered from the considerations that court would typically consider in this case. So we are objecting to that request.
All right, and how long has she been in the Los Angeles area working?
Approximately 1 year, Your Honor.
Does she have family or other local ties?
She is, Your Honor. In fact, her sister is present in court today.
Her sister resides in Los Angeles?
Yes.
And with respect to the people's request for no bail, the offenses that are charged are capital offenses.
Are they? I didn't know.
I'm sorry, strike that.
We don't really know much about the boyfriend accusation just yet, but the thing that's bothering me is the topic about mental health. You have people coming to her defense screaming that this is a mental health issue, and I could sit back and try to understand that and then ask the simple question, why is somebody with mental health issues behind the wheel? I'm pretty sure those are in the category of unstable and not fit to drive, but that goes away when we find out that she's been in about 10 10 or even more car crashes over the past number of years. So at what point do we consider this is just somebody who never should have been behind the wheel after the first car crash? We don't know if she's the reason for each and every one, but the way it's worded in all these different articles makes it seem like it's her fault each and every time. And that may not be the case, but even still, in this aspect, she took out 6 people. She's sitting in court crying over a $9 million bond and potentially facing 90 years in prison.
Evidence that preventive detention is warranted in this case. So in other words, no bail. The court orders no bail set in this matter. And I advise Ms. Linton, you have the right and obligation to be personally present for future court proceedings. The trial, preliminary hearing, or other proceeding will proceed without you. If you refuse to be personally present, you have the right to remain silent during the trial, preliminary hearing, or other proceeding. Your absence from the trial, preliminary hearing, or other proceeding will constitute a voluntary waiver.
And I have no sympathy for her. Why? Because it wasn't an instance where, oh, it's a yellow light, let me try to speed by, and you just randomly crash into a bunch of people. No, the other lane had the immediate, obvious go-ahead, and this piece of shit just crashed into people and killed 6 people. This is not something I'm going to feel sympathetic towards you for because you're sitting on camera crying that you're facing a punishment. This is what you deserve, and no amount of mental health will make me say, oh my God, you are somebody who is so unfortunate. And I feel so sorry for you. It's perfectly fine if one of you watching this feels sorry for her. I'm not going to demean you for doing that. I'm just speaking for me. And for me, somebody who chooses to get behind the wheel and obviously never had a good driving instructor, crashing into people and killing them does not deserve any sympathy from me just because we want to throw mental health on it. Somebody getting on stage and tackling a man all over a joke who has a history of being violent, his mental health problems are of no interest to me. I don't care if you were homeless. I don't care about your boyfriends beating you. I don't care about your sad life in school. None of that gives you the justification to harm other people in any aspect. It wasn't self-defense. It wasn't, oh, I gotta think on my feet. It was somebody doing something they shouldn't have done that anybody else on this fucking planet should know you shouldn't be doing. I hope both of these fools stay in jail because oftentimes people want to just throw out excuses to let people out that are a danger and a nuisance to society. And these 2 people are a nuisance to society, and in one aspect is a danger to society, especially if they have numerous car crashes under their belt. They're not somebody who needs to be behind the wheel. I don't care about their home life. I don't value their home life. They took away family members from other people, and I'm supposed to feel sympathetic. I'm supposed to say lighten her sentence all because she's crying and not realizing that she done fucked up and now she's about to face a punishment for it. Consequences to your actions are important. If you do a stupid action, you're going to face the consequences. I don't know how many of you don't know that, but hopefully with this video, you start to understand that no matter how much you say, oh my God, I feel a certain way, no matter how much you say, oh my God, don't make those types of jokes, your stupid actions have a justified consequence. So subscribe to the channel. I'll see y'all in the next one. Goodbye.